Hey YouTube, it's me again. I wanted to come and make a video about being an au pair. Um, so I didn't turn that off. As you know, I'm a language assistant in auxiliar de conversación. And when I arrived here, before I came, I set up a au pair situation, basically. Once I found out which city I was placed in, basically I went on aupair.net, I believe is the website, and I searched for families in the town where my school was and the surrounding cities because obviously it would be easy to get there. So basically, what an au pair is someone who lives with a Spanish family, not a Spanish family, any family, sorry, any family, basically people from, let's use Spain, they'll search for people in English speaking countries to come to their country and live in their home with them to basically help their kids learn English in that case, or maybe get someone from Italy to help their children learn Italian, just whatever language you want. Obviously, English is hot right now, so people want English. So basically, your job is typically Monday through Friday. Every situation is different, and what each family wants is different. So, in my case, what my family wanted was Monday through Friday for me to wake the kids in the morning, give them breakfast, take them to school, and school starts at 9 a.m. And basically, I'm free all day until 4 when I need to pick them up. And from 4 till I believe it was 7, we agreed. From 4 to 7 in those 3 hours, we would just hang out, go to a park, speak, just talk to basically help them learn English. In exchange, the family lets you live in their home for free, and they provide you meals, and they usually pay you monthly. I've seen a variety of different things that family gives. The standard, I think, is maybe 50 euros a week, and that's what they were giving me. So in my case, I thought that the au pair thing would be a good idea for me. Yes, I was traveling with my son, who was 3 years old at the time. But the reason why I felt it was good is because I didn't want us to come here and to live alone. I wanted us to live with someone else, preferably other children, because I did not know about the behavior problems here. So that's something to take into account as the behavior of the children here. In my case, I don't know how other people feel who maybe are bringing their children, how they would feel about living with someone else with children, but that's definitely something to take into account. Like, for example, if you're at home in your home country and you have your kids and you know that such and such as kids, they like curse their parents out, they do what they want to do, they're disrespectful, whatever. You don't want your kids mixing with those kids, especially not to live with them. So that's something that, my bad, I didn't take that into account because I had no idea. So you're being forewarned. Yes, the behavior is that bad in comparison, for me especially, how I was raised and how kids are supposed to act. Okay, so Monday through Friday, they give me 50 euros a week, and basically we have a place to live, and my weekends are free. But if the parents wanted to go out one weekend, then they would ask me ahead of time, and the kids would just stay with me. Which for me is like, oh, I'm gonna get paid to do what I'm gonna do anyway with my son. And then the family also, the father, he assured me that my son will be in the same school as his children, which he didn't know what he was talking about. That's something else that you need to know. Sometimes these people say, "Oh, I know this, I know that," but they don't know what they're talking about. Like, they have no idea. I mean, unless they experience it really for themselves, they really have no idea. Like, for example, with the school that I was placed at, one of the teachers told me that I can live like in the center because there are buses that run to Madrid every 15 to 30 minutes. That was a lie. That is not true. Like, my school's in the boondocks, and those buses do not run every 30 minutes or even every hour. It's not like that. So These people know they're talking about. So you need, like, if you're trying to be an au pair, you need to talk to someone who's experienced it. Or if you're going to a school and you're trying to figure out somewhere to live, you need to talk to someone who has lived that, not someone who thinks they know. Like, even with the family that I went to live with, um, the father, he pointed like to this bus stop, and he was like, "Oh, see, there's a bus. That's the bus stop that's gonna take you to your job." That was not the bus stop. He didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, I guess he assumed because it was a bus stop that every bus passes or stops at this stop, but that's not how the buses work. So you just have to talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. So you can't take their word for everything. So basically, if you're trying to be an au pair, I strongly suggest that you really think about, for one, do you know how to handle children? Basically, living with them 24/7. Like for me, yeah, I mean, I'm a mom. Like, I come from a big family. I love kids. I'm okay with it. But for me, the issue was not being around children all the time. It was mainly the behavior. Like, it's just, for me, it's still mind blowing. I've been here since September, and here we are at the end of May, and it's still mind blowing to me. So that was something huge. Another thing is that, well, I didn't realize that the parents wanted me to be outside all the time with the children. Like, now I look at it as the mom didn't want to be bothered with the kids, so she wanted me to stay with them, like, out, so she can have her peace at home. Which, okay, that's fine, but I don't think we need to be outside every day, all day. Like, what child wants to be sitting at the park for hours? And then also our contract said that I would be from 4 to 7, but really they were making me like stay with the kids until like 8, like out. And just things I don't understand. Like, something I don't understand is not taking a bath every day. Like, you want these kids to be out playing in the dirt, rolling around in the sand, but you don't want them to have a bath every day? No, my baby's taking a bath. Like, that's nasty. I it's just it's so many things. Like, maybe I don't want this video to be too long, but there's so many cultural differences. Um I felt like towards the end I was being starved. Like, in the beginning, like anyone, you want to make a good first impression. I feel like in the beginning, they were feeding me good, like they were cooking. The mother didn't cook, the father cooked everything. And so he would cook like all the time, and he would, before he left for work, maybe he would cook. Sometimes he would cook my lunch the night before or the morning of, which, I mean, I know how to cook, it's fine, but he just always cooked. And so I'm not gonna complain. Go ahead and cook. But I mean, I started having these like full meals to just having rice for lunch, and I'm like, this ain't gonna work. I remember one night they said, we're gonna have hamburgers. So I'm like, I'm so excited. Like, yeah, we're gonna have hamburgers. No, it was this little mini baby patty with a tomato on the side. You can imagine how upset I was. Um, I don't think I've said this in a video, but in my first month here, I lost 24 pounds. I kid you not. I lost 24 in some, like 24.1 or point 0.2 pounds in my first month here, because the food is different. I wasn't eating the same. They eat like smaller portions, and the food is really bland. Like, I think it lacks flavor. But and then being out in the street every day for hours, that's another thing. On the weekends, the family that I was with, they wanted me to leave every weekend. Like, the mom would trip if I stayed in the house on the weekends. Like, in I'm taking classes online, so like I can't just be out running the streets, and I don't know where I'm going. Like, I'm in a whole new country. This is not my country. I know nothing about this country. Like, I'm not just gonna go out and wander the streets all day every weekend. No, give me some time to do some research, learn some things, settle in. Crazy. What else? What else? I can't think. Mainly the behavior. Like, it's not fair for my son to have to respect me, but your kids freaking disrespectful liars. Ooh, these kids lie. Like, they just lie. Like, it just rolls off their tongue. And it's not the kids, it's not their fault. Like, they had to learn it from somewhere. They had to learn from somewhere. But I just couldn't. Like, they come and make a mess. And, I mean, I don't clean up after children. I mean, to a certain extent, I do. But if you come in here and make a disaster, I'm not cleaning that up. And if I do clean it up, you're not playing with it anymore. Like, those toys, they're going in storage. Like, that's a wrap. No, these kids like came and terrorized my room, and my son is the one who has to pick it up and clean it up. No, that's not gonna work. Another thing is okay, so the house had 2 levels. Well, it was like a flat. Yeah, it was a flat, but it had 2 levels, and the main level was where everyone's bedrooms, the living room, and the kitchen and their bathrooms. And then upstairs was a bedroom, a living area, and a bathroom, which was supposed to be my own little apartment space. But in reality, that's where they send the kids when they're tired of them. Like, if they want a moment to themselves, they'll tell the kids to go upstairs and they'll sit in my living area and basically be loud, watching cartoons, and I'm trying to rest or I'm trying to study, but it just doesn't matter. And then also they have like a cleaning lady that would come every day. So it's normal for the people here to have a cleaning lady. I think it's funny. It just tickles me. I think it's funny because this woman comes every day to clean up, to make up these beds. You have kids. Those are your cleaning ladies. They can clean up some stuff around the house. Like, in the morning, they get dressed. Their beds are a mess. Just throw their clothes on the floor, and then the cleaning lady comes and cleans up everything, tidies everything up, and then they come home and it's clean, and then the kids mess it up again. Maybe that's why she want me to stay outside with the kids all day, which is crazy. But I'm like, that is so like, and then the cycle is just gonna keep going. Like, kids ain't never gonna learn how to clean up. They just always gonna have a cleaning lady. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But the cleaning lady, like, my room, she would have to pass through my room to get outside because I had a balcony in my room. But there was also another one in my living room. But there are also some like, there was one downstairs and another in their bedroom. But they chose to come upstairs to pass through my room, like, wake me up. It doesn't matter, everyone always passes through there. And so I never really had privacy. Like, you know how, like, when you're at home, sometimes you just want to relax, like, you just want to chill, like, in your bra and your underwear. Well, that could never happen because I didn't know who was going to come upstairs and just come into my room. My room. I didn't like that. And then one time I caught one of the kids in my bathroom, and that, for me, I was like, this is not gonna work because I don't have time, for these kids to be trying to go through my things or messing with my things, because then we're gonna have a problem, because I believe in whooping kids. So you need to get your child. I remember the mom flipped out on me one time because her son didn't wear his sweater. She called it a jacket, but literally it was like this, like maybe even thinner than this. It was like a shirt, like a long sleeve shirt, because the weather was starting to cool down towards Octoberish. But I told her, I said, listen, I don't argue with kids. I don't fight with kids. That's just not my MO. So when I tell the kids, hey, it's cold outside, you might want to grab a jacket, or there's a little wind, or it might rain, grab your umbrella. If they don't grab it, what am I gonna? I'm not about to sit there and argue with him. No, that's crazy. I'm gonna argue with you because you don't want to get an umbrella, so you won't get wet. No. So I told all the kids to grab sweaters, and my son grabbed his sweater, the daughter grabbed her sweater, But little homie wanted to sit on the couch and watch TV. And I said, let's go, grab your sweater. He didn't do it. That was his choice. You know, when you grow up and you learn to live, you learn, you know, that you have choices. And his choice was not to wear it. So the mom was like, it's really cold outside. Mind you, he already had on a long sleeve shirt. Like it wasn't like he was cold or he was suffering. It wouldn't, no. But she made a really big deal about it and then tried to say, well, for your son, you put on his gloves and a scarf and the beanie hat. And I'm like, no, ma'am. I was like, don't go there. I said, because my son has sense. When I say it's cold, he's excited. He wants to put that stuff on. Like, he's a kid. He's like, oh, it's cold. So that means that I get to wear my gloves. I get to do this. And, you know, that's what that was about. It wasn't, and that day he didn't even have all of that on. He just wants to wear it. Like, it can be freaking 100 degrees outside and he's trying to wear his boots and his scarf. Like today, we're at the end of May. He's trying to put on a scarf and, yeah, matter of fact, it's right here because I had to snatch it off of him and say, no, you can't wear that today. It's too hot. But, guys, listen. If you want to be an au pair, you really need to evaluate the situation, or maybe if you feel like you can handle it, maybe say, let's do a trial period where I stay for maybe 2 months, so you can really be able to see, because I think that people can fake it for a good maybe 2 weeks, and then the third week you'll start to really see how things are, but you might still be questioning yourself, well, maybe this, maybe that. No, but 2 full months, you'll be out of there. Out of all people who I knew that were going into au pair situations, literally I only know one girl who's still in her situation, but she hates it, but she's doing it. So I think it's a great idea. I mean, if the minds of the people were different and if the behavior of the children was better, really, I really do. And I think it's kind of like a pity, because I really wanted to have a family experience. I didn't want me and my son to just be living alone like basically we are now. But in the end, I had to experience all of that to know to know that us living alone is the best thing that could have happened. Like, at the end of the day, it's the best thing. So if you're coming with your child, I strongly encourage you to just on your own. Maybe you want to give it a shot, like with the family, to get the whole family vibe, but your children or your child is already going to be influenced enough in the school, and trust me, you do not want your child to be turned out. So even if you don't have children, if you're just a single person that's thinking about being an au pair, think, do I want my sanity, or do I want this situation that really in the end you're being taken advantage of? Because it's so easy to find private English lessons. Like, you can have private English lessons and have your rent paid for. So essentially the money that you make will just be going in your pocket. So it's up to you. I don't think it's a good idea, because you already have to deal with the children at the school, and then to come home and deal with these other children that you're gonna have to live with. And 9 times out of 10, the kids that you're au pairing with are younger. So crazier. Okay, so that's all I have to say about au pairing. It's my warning. Stay away. These people are crazy. Just kidding. All right, bye.